He
It was
really
like,
truly was in New York yesterday, I think, but or
yeah,
2 days
planes,
ago.
trains,
But
and automobiles. It was
planes,
quite
trains,
the
and
debacle
automobiles.
getting home.
Dude, I appreciate you being here, man. Always honored to be on a call with you or in person with you. You're an awesome dude, and it's been a lot of fun to follow your journey. And I don't think you need an introduction, but why don't you introduce yourself and let's get this show started, man. We're live everywhere: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, all over. Let's do this.
Awesome. Yeah. So personally, grew up in New Orleans. Ended up going to SMU to swim. That was back when I had cheekbones. Met my wife there. She played soccer for the school. We've got two boys. We still live walking distance from campus. You know, she's on the board. We're
Wow.
super involved. It's awesome. So that's the personal life. I have teenage boys. Okay, so like
Wow.
mom's the angel. I live under the bus. That's the way it is in my household. But it is fun right now. Kids are definitely enjoying the summer break while it lasts.
I bet.
Professionally, I got into the business in '06. So I didn't get any part of that subprime debacle. I had a wonderful mentor that helped me get into the business, train me up. I worked with that individual for about 14 years in retail before I jumped to the broker side of the industry. But I had a wonderful retail experience. I'm still very good friends with that man to this day. When I won an industry award, right there, my little moon man. I can't even point.
Oh,
It's
there
hard,
you go. There you
hard
go.
to
Awesome.
point backwards. When I won that, he was referenced in the award speech by the presenter, not by name because he didn't know his name, but just it's important, guys. If you're watching this, find mentors, plural, not just singular, plural. Learn as much as you can from them, and just continue to accumulate your circle around you. So when I won that, I sent the video of it directly to him, and I tagged him in the post. And you just got to give credit where credit's due. So that's a big takeaway for anyone watching here is you should be collecting people around you that
Mm.
improve your life, not get in the way of it, or at even worse, like go backwards.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And you've definitely I mean we all have a little dip, right? We have a little one step forward, three steps, or one step back, three steps forward. But like you've built an epic business, and I want to talk about scaling because I think you've mastered it and you've done very well at it, and you're really good at pivoting and changing. Which if you're not doing that, you're just dying, you're dying in this industry. So
Yeah.
what's the secret sauce, man? Like knowing what you know now, and like your title says, I help $1 million producers grow their business, and so tell us what you're seeing in today's market because it's not the same as it was 2 years ago.
No, no, and it's I've been through multiple cycles of this. It feels harder now than it has in cycles past. Maybe that's just recency bias, where I only remember like the right now. But it's hard out there, guys. I'm having to do things that I haven't had to do in a while. But if I can go back just a second here, the key I think for anyone listening, I already said the mentor thing, but being coached as well. So having mentors and being coached, two separate things, but that's actually what pushed me into coaching was my business got exposed. Okay.
Whoa,
So
whoa, say that again. Say that again for everybody not listening. Say that again.
so what pushed me into coaching was that my business got exposed. The market made me look better than I was. And when the market shifted, the tide went out and I was swimming without swim shorts on. Okay. And it was not pretty. So just to give you some real numbers here, in 2012, I was like nationally ranked by Scotsman for units at like 89th in the country. It was like 101 million in volume. I thought it was hot shit. Okay. The very next year, I end up closing only 69 million, which still sounds fantastic, except that I had 55 million of that closed by July of that year.
Oh,
Exactly. So I limped across the finish line. Now, what happened right then was that rates increased 1.5% in a 3 week period, and like the spigot just turned off. And up
mm,
until that point in my career, every single year I had higher and higher purchase volume each year. So that's
Mm,
the don't ever confuse this, guys. Purchase business is the cake. Refinances are the icing on the cake. Okay.
mm, mm,
So so my purchase business had gone up every year. So I rather arrogantly thought to myself, it's okay. I'm on pace for $40 million in purchase business this next year. I guess that'll be fine. And so what actually happened was 101 to 69 million to 20 million in a
mm,
3 year time period. And so that's when it was, well, I can stick my head in the sand and cry about it, or I could get coached, go out and do something about it. So I joined at the time core coaching. That was January of 2015, and that mentor that I referenced earlier, the core back in the day, it was like literally they would just mail you CDs and say, "Okay, good luck." There was no structure to it beyond the self paced. So I literally went to my mentor and say, "Hey, man, I'm going to do this. They have this document called a greatness tracker. If I send this to you every week, will you poke holes in my business?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." So we did that for like 2 or 3 years, and just so you just so you know, I'm not exaggerating. I've kept all of those.
oh wow. Whoa.
I've done a sales activity tracker because it's morphed every week of every month of every year since January of 2015. So
Wow.
when I'm in here leading my loan officers, I'm leading from the front because I'm doing all of the things. I've got this week's right here. It comes
Wow.
with me everywhere I go. So that's the secret to making six figures income in this business. It's not some like shiny widget. It is just complete a sales activity tracker, i.e., whatever version of that you're following. So I don't care what it is. Track your prospecting and then just try to do a little bit better each week. And the compound effect, i.e., Darren Hardy, the
Hmm.
compound effect means that you will grow a massive business. So literally this morning, I had one of my team members, because every Saturday I ask my entire branch, like, "Hey, Q&A time. What's one question that if you had the answer to would help you in your business?" And one of them literally asked, how have you stayed in the business this long? And
Mm,
it's really two things, guys. It's focusing on prospecting. Like, you do not need to know the inner workings of a mortgage. Yes, it's helpful to know guidelines, of course, because that can help win a few more deals. But the fact is, if you're not out there prospecting way harder than you think you need to, your business is not going to grow. It is
mm,
hard out there, guys. So
Fact.
prospecting, number one, that's your number one job, is to make the phone ring. But let's say you're successful at that. Oh my God, the horror. Well, the next thing is you have to have a team to delegate to. That's the secret to not being burnout, is you can't do it all yourself. And I don't care if it's dedicated ops, shared ops, VAs, virtual assistants, or a tech vendor in your tech stack. You have to be able to delegate some stuff in order to not burn out. Okay. I run my business off of the 4 Ds. I either do it myself, delegate, defer, or delete. Let's,
mm.
let's go backwards on these. So delete. Think of all of the email subscriptions that you can get rid of. Clean out your closet, your clean up your diet, get your health in order. Just delete all the things that aren't good for you. Relationships that aren't good for you. Okay.
Mm,
Delete
mm,
them. Defer. Those are going to be things that we need to do, but it doesn't have to be during the day per se when we should be prospecting. So like reading underwriting guidelines or listening to podcasts or whatever it is that you want to do doesn't have to be during the day. You should be prospecting during the day. So for me, I spend a lot of time walking on my treadmill. Well, that's when I do a lot of my defer stuff. Okay. I mean, it's
mm.
super boring to be sitting on a treadmill walking at 2 to 3 miles an hour listening to mortgage podcasts and stuff, but that's when I can fit it in. Couch time, stuff like that. So that's the defer. The delegate, I mean, I delegate a ton. Okay. And have for a while. Of course, it took me a bit to get comfortable handing that off. That's the biggest struggle I see with loan officers as I'm trying to help guide them, is they want to keep things so close to their chest, and they're basically hanging themselves with their own resistance to it. and it's
Yeah.
really hard to get them to trust the process. But I've said it over and over again. If you want to go someplace fast, go alone. If you want to go far, you got to go with a team. So of
Mm.
course you can pre-approve a file faster than the pre-approval team can, because you're sitting there waiting over your computer for that app to hit your inbox, and then you're going to start working on it right away, as opposed to delegating that, continuing to make your prospecting calls, and get another app or two in the meantime.
Love it.
So,
Yeah.
so the delegate piece is key, and the more specific you can be, the better the results will be. And so, I see this all the time, and I'm not going to say that I'm not guilty of this sometimes too, where I don't give clear instructions.
Mm.
So when we have our daily team meeting every single day, I'm delegating. That's their time to push back on me. Like if I give them, 5 things and all 5 have to be done before noon that same day, that's probably not realistic. So they need to be able to raise their hand, because I've given them permission to do so. Say, wait, I can only do these 2 or 3. Can you reassign or move the deadline back? How do you want to handle this? Because what used to happen is I would say, hey, go do this. I'd get to the end of the day. They didn't object. So I get to the end of the day thinking that, hey, it's going to be done. And lo and behold, it's not. And now I'm upset because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. So it's on me, thumbs, not fingers, thumbs. I need to be more clear on, the what, when, who, how, and give clear instructions. So
Love
that's
it.
the delegate part. The do part, the first D, that's very simple. And I used to say I did 4 things, but now it's 5. Okay. So talk to and meet with clients about financing, talk to and meet with partners about having a referral partnership, talk to and meet with loan officers about helping them with their business. So that's the newest addition. Lead and train the team. So both my personal ops team and then my sales team. And then count the money, meaning manage the P&L of the business, and then my personal family budget.
Mm.
So a lot of the coaching that people get out there is all about increasing sales, increasing income. You gotta save your money too. Like you gotta manage the money, because there's going to be cycles, seasons in the business right now where it's hard. And if you haven't done all of those things, it's going to be challenging to sustain yourself in the business. So as far as my team meeting, so my mornings are incredibly boring and very structured. Okay. So essentially, I prepare, and just to be clear too, my schedule changes as my kids' school schedule changes. So like I have my perfect week at a glance. My summer perfect week at a glance is totally different than my during the school year, because I still got to do with the school drop-offs and stuff like that. But right this second, like I'm organizing my day from 7:30 to 8 to 8:30. I'm doing my social selling. So every single morning, I go through my Facebook friends list, see who's having a birthday. I call the people that are a clients to me. Like Scotty, you had a birthday recently. You got a phone call, didn't you?
Yes, I did, sir. Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Because you're important to me.
Thank you, man.
So I do personalized birthday videos to every one of my Facebook friends, every one of them, 15 seconds. But I say their name. So that would sound like to Scotty, if I would have done this instead of a personalized phone call, I would have just said, hey, Scotty, I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday today. Hope you have an amazing day full of friends and family. Don't forget, you're older than yesterday, but younger than tomorrow. So happy birthday. Let me know if I can do anything for you, and let's stay in touch. Talk to you later. All right. Bye-bye. Something like
Love
that.
it.
That's 15 seconds. And I got that tip from Kyle Draper. So shout out to you, Kyle. If you see this, that came from you. I remember, this is so humbling, bragging to him about how I don't post on people's wall every day. That's too impersonal. I send them a private message, a DM. And he's like, hold on, bro. Because he says bro all the time. Hold on, bro. Are you telling me you go through the effort of typing out a message every day? He's like, you're doing video left and right. Just turn on the camera and say it. He's like, oh my God, I don't know why I didn't think of this. So like cold turkey, every day for the last 3 years, I have done a personalized video, and it really stands out.
In the
So-
DM or on public?
No, in the DM.
DM,
In the
DM. Okay, good. Yeah, I want to clarify that. Yeah.
So if it can be a video, it should be a video, because there's 3 forms of communication: the words that you say, the tone of your voice, and your body language. The words that you say only account for 7% of communication, which is why there's so many misunderstandings with text and email. So I don't usually send emails. I send video emails, and I do a lot of direct messages with video, a lot. At the worst, I'll do an audio recording, because at least that way you can still get my tone, not body language, but the tone. So it's just a better way to communicate, and it's very personalized.
Love it.
So, Scotty, not to put you on the spot, but how many phone calls did you get on your birthday? Pretty short.
I got a lot, but not. It was a lot shorter than the Facebook post. So yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
select
point.
few. Yeah, very few.
So in my experience, most of the time when I'm making these phone calls for birthdays, because all my past clients get birthday calls too. Okay,
Love it.
all of them, and that's a lot. There's thousands of them. It takes a significant amount of my time to call people and wish them happy birthday. But you're pretty much, outside of their mother, the only one that calls. Now,
True.
Scotty, you've got
Yeah.
a big brand, big reputation. More people love you than most. But the average person is getting a call from their mom, probably a text from dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it stands out.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
social selling time from 8 to 8:30 every day is when I'm doing those videos. I'm directly engaging. I'm being intentional. I'm posting my content. So like right before I came on here, because this is during my normal social time, I did my tweet of the day. I did my Instagram and Facebook stories. I set up my post that I'm going out today. All of that took less than 5 minutes to do. And then I spent the rest of the time engaging, etc. So
Love it.
From 8:30 to 9, I do a breakfast club for my branch.
Love
We go over the theme of the day. I do some spot coaching, answer questions, and then right at 9 o'clock, that's when I go into my team meeting, 9 to 9:30 every day.
9 to 9:30. You answered that question. Okay, so half hour.
Yeah, half hour, in and out. We go over big rocks. So I used to get into the nitty gritty, and those meetings dragged. I'm not here to micromanage people. What's the top 3 things you need to accomplish today? That's what we're talking about. Are there any problems that I need to be aware of? Does anything need my personal involvement? And that list had better be pretty short.
All right. So let me just clarify. You do the DM on social and a phone call to your past database.
Well, if I'm connected to past clients on social, which not as many, because I've got thousands of them, I will either personalize phone call or the video. Sometimes both, but that's not super common, because most of my Facebook friends list are realtors and different people that are not past clients.
Yuwanda's asking, what's the difference between coaching and mentoring?
So I think a mentor is somebody that you can call, whether it's a business problem or not. It's like, Scotty, I've called you for things. I've called Chris Vincent for things. There's a big difference, though, between being a mentor and being coached in a structured environment. Like, Scotty, I'm not turning in homework to you. You're not poking holes in my business and then holding me accountable to those things. I could call you for advice, but that's about where it stops. So I think there's a difference between a VIP in your life and a COI, center of influence. So most coaching programs have some kind of non-past client, non-realtor theme day. So VIPs is what I mostly hear. But I think a VIP is somebody different than a COI. VIPs to me are my mentors, like my personal advisory council, so to speak. It could be it is my family, my wife, my kids. These are the important people in my life. I'm not going to call them and treat them like I would a business relationship. Okay. COIs, I'm absolutely going to have a system around interacting with them. So it's just they're different. So a mentor would be a VIP to me.
Gotcha.
A coach is somebody different. I've had multiple coaches over my career.
Gotcha.
But it is, it's just a difference.
Gotcha. Um, let's see. Steve Q's asking, Wade, when growing your support team to go from 1 million to 5 million a month, what positions do you add and when, or maybe would be that first hire to catapult you to delegate some stuff out? And that might be a different answer for some.
No, it absolutely is going to be a different answer from some, but the consensus is the first hire is going to be a front end hire, because most of us work in an environment where our companies provide processing. That's going to be an LP3, loan partner
Mhm.
3. LP1 is on the very front end, leads, calendar, CRM, marketing, admin type stuff. That's usually the first hire. And then LP2 is that next level. So you can do a lot of business with an LP1 and an LP2. And then usually LP3s are going to be shared, because very, very few producers have enough business to have a truly dedicated processor. It happens, of course, and
Yeah.
that's the goal, of course. You want your little pod, but it's just not common in my experience. But that first hire is everything. And I hate to say it, you're probably going to have to kiss a few frogs before you get your prince. I mean, it is
Amen.
hard to find
Good point.
good talent. I've gone through quite a few of them, but when they stick, they stick. So
Yeah.
like my two longest employees, I think, are at 14 years and 11 years with me.
Wow.
So my dad, he was self-employed and is self-employed, and he told me when I was real young, treat your people well and pay them well, and they'll run through walls for you. So you've got to have a team if you want to really scale your business. If you want to go far, that's what I'm saying. If you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, you got to go with the team. And so your most important person in your personal life is going to be your spouse or partner. The most important person in your work life is your loan partner.
Love it. Love it. Good stuff, man.
We got a
You were
hand up
part,
too, Scotty.
go ahead, man. Sorry.
We got a hand up in Zoom.
Got
Yowanda's
it.
got her hand up. Yep.
Got it. Yolanda, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's always nice to be in the same room with Wade. He's such an inspiration. And thank you for taking the time. So I just wanted to ask about coaching. I've never been in any formal coaching, and I'm just wondering how beneficial it is, because right now my days are already packed and I'm like, okay, number one, where will I find time for coaching? Number two, when would I have time to action whatever I learned from coaching? And how is coaching different from the valuable insights I'm getting from Scott, Devin, yourself, from time to time?
So
That's
I
the
love,
question.
no, that's a great question. I love Scotty and what he's doing with MLO Live, and there's other valuable resources, guys. But it's one thing to just sit here and listen to these things. It's totally different implementing them. So but if you can't learn to ride a bike in a seminar, like, you got to go home and actually practice and implement.
Come on,
So
man.
yeah, exactly. So the key here is, as you're listening to these different resources, pick the 1, 2, or at most 3 things that resonate with you, and then go implement it, and then come back for another round and try to implement some more. So for you specifically, because we had a private conversation recently, you need to delegate. Most of us need to
Yeah.
delegate. All right. So if you're asking, how do you have time for it right now, right this second, you don't, because of how you've got your business structured. Okay. So if you've got a hire that you bring on, they should free up 20 hours a week for you. Fill most of that up with prospecting, but fill, let's say at most 5 hours per week in the beginning to work on your business. But I'm not spending that on my business anymore. I did in the beginning, but 2 hours a week, that's plenty at this point, because now we're just making small tweaks. All right. The hardest part is the beginning, when you're trying to make these monumental shifts. But when I first started, I ended up hiring an LP1 to help me on the front end, and that freed up hours of my time to then go build the business. And now you've got more revenue, and now you can do it again. So your average loan size matters, and your commission rate matters as well, as to when you should hire. But generally speaking, for a loan officer, it's about 6 to 7 units a month, depending on your average loan size. It could be more if your loan sizes are really, really small, or it could be less if your loan sizes are really, really big. But somewhere in there, that's generally speaking the point where there's enough revenue to fully pay for or cost justify that person. And I hear this time and time again. Well, my company won't pay for support. And like I've been there, guys, and it's a negotiation. So if I do blank, then will you do blank? That's how I did it in the beginning. I had to pony up some dough to make this happen.
Skin in the game.
That's just the way it is, guys. I'm so sorry. If you've never managed a P&L, you need to put yourself in the business owner's shoes, because it is a real expense. Okay, to have staff is a real expense. So we need to be able to cost justify it. And I'm telling you, your business will react very, very good, to that, if you do it properly. But hiring the right person is key. Being an effective leader is key. You have to be able to delegate, and then you have to have the patience to let that person do it. Okay. I can't tell you how many times I see loan officers want to jump back in because that person's taking too long. Especially if they're shared ops. Yeah. Because you're not the only loan officer they're helping. So in my world, I've got a very specific order that my loan partners are to work their day. And so if a loan officer is complaining about, hey, they're taking a while, well, yeah, I know you want them to hop on your pre-approval first thing Monday morning, but they had 5 contracts come in. They are absolutely going to work on the contracts before they touch your pre-approval.
Yeah.
Just the way it goes.
Hey,
2 things. I want to get Mike and then Kim. So Mike said he can't raise his hand. Mike, what you got a question for us, bud?
Yeah. Wade, congrats on your moon man. Mine's sitting over here somewhere.
Yeah, buddy.
You got a much bigger one than I got. But what a great program. The structure and everything else that went into that program. Unfortunately, I did it right after I got married. And my second wife in my life was like, well, what the hell are you doing with all this time? And I just didn't have the ability to commit. And so that's where I'm at. So that's a great program. For those of you who don't know, a lot would help Wade. I'm guessing that. How much did that contribute to your breakthrough last year?
A lot. Again, I've been professionally coached for over a decade. Core, Freedom Club, and then growth only coaching. Most coaching programs, guys, just not spill the beans here. Most of them have the basic principles the same. Track your prospecting, use theme days, build a team. Okay, so the knowledge is free. I mean, you can see we're out here sharing exactly what we've done to get to where we are. But having someone hold you accountable is what cost you. So I'm a big fan of the community that Amir is growing. It doesn't have to be growth only coaching, guys. It's not an advertisement for them. Scotty, you have an amazing coaching program that you put together at a much lower price point. Okay, so it is whatever you find to be the most beneficial. Just go with that. And Mike, I got to say, man, if you're going to commit between your wife and coaching, commit to your wife. Okay. So you made
there you go.
Yeah. Sure.
Kim, what you got, my friend?
A couple of things. Mike, happy wife, happy life. So
hey, there you go.
Take note on that. Hi, Wade. It's very nice to meet you. Can you break down the LP 1, 2, and 3 for me? Because I was writing slower than you were talking.
It's okay. LP 3 is going to be a processor. Okay.
Okay.
They're essentially contract to close. LP 1 is the very front end, like an admin. So lead comes in, they get them loaded into your CRM which we're all using a CRM, right, guys? Okay.
Yes.
So get into the CRM, get them on your schedule. Any kind of admin work, like how much busy work do you do in your day that could absolutely be delegated? It's a ton. It's a ton. So anything front end related, and then LP2 is essentially your pre-approval specialist. So like me personally, like my job is to make the phone ring, have the initial hopes and dreams conversation, nurture that lead until they complete the application, and then hand up the file to the pre-approval team so that they can do all that hard work. Of course, they'll involve me if they have questions for me because I made notes in the file so they know what's going on. Okay. But they will involve me if they need me. But I want to be served that file back up on a silver platter. And then I spend the, 2 or 3, 4 hours that it would take to get that thing pre-approved, go doing other things. So like a perfect example, I had a gentleman, in 7 businesses, we were doing a 24-month bank statement loan. That dude, I think, sent 192 months of statements with all the different businesses. It took my loan partner 2 full days to organize and get that submitted to a lender for income analysis. And I spent exactly 0 minutes doing any of that. Now, I thanked her profusely because, guys, like, just to be crystal clear, remember what I said earlier. Treat your team well and pay them well, and they'll run through walls. So
$100 bills, $100 bills.
Exactly. So you better believe I was profusely grateful at her for doing that. So guys, there's a great Forbes article, and I want you all to go see this. Like a 5-minute read. It's called "Know Who Packs Your Parachute." Okay, it's one of the best reads. It's very short, but at the end of the day. And I'm going to butcher the story, but essentially this pilot was shot down during the Vietnam War, was captured POW camp, escaped, got liberated, and then made it back to the States. Years later, he was dining at a restaurant with his spouse, and this man came up to him and said, "Hey, are you like Colonel so-and-so or whatever?" I can't remember his name. And he's like, "Yes, I am." He's like, "Oh, I packed your parachute. I always wondered if it worked."
What?
Yeah. And he just like walked away. And so the guy was left there kind of stunned. And he's like, how many times do we go through our day and not thank the people packing our parachute? So if you've got operations team members that are helping you, they're packing your parachute, guys. You will crash to the ground without them. So you had better be thanking them for what they've done for you. Like I landed last night at midnight, flying back with the whole debacle. You better believe I thanked the airplane pilot for getting us there safely. My Uber ride back home. Thank you for getting me home safe. Like packing your parachute. So that's
slow down a little bit, man. Slow down a little bit. Yeah.
I would absolutely encourage you to go read that super quick read.
I just posted the link there too. And there's a YouTube. Oh, somebody posted a YouTube video as well. So very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Wade. I got chills on that one, man. That was good.
Yep.
Well, we're at the bottom of the hour. Anybody, did I miss anybody that wanted to ask Wade a question? Man, I love you, bro. Like, I just love what you're doing. I love what you've done. I love that you keep going, like no matter what. And I'm just thankful to have you a part of my circle, man. I really, truly am. So thank you for packing my parachute because you've picked me up many, many, many times. So thank you for that.
Scotty, I was going to say something real quick, man. So first off, back when you wanted to ask a question about coaching, and Wade, I know you said, you can get on here and get a lot of this stuff for free, but based on what you're telling us, this is what helped you scale your business, right? Was having somebody there, a mentor to hold you accountable that was able to help you not stumble along the way and keep you directed. And, God bless you for listening to everything, but taking it and putting it to action, because if you guys are listening in here, what he's talking about is setting non-negotiables and following them step by step by step and not letting anything get in his way. So if you're trying to build a business like Wade's, this is all you got to do, right? Is just take the actionable steps and just to help you not stumble along over and over and over again until you get the result you want. And that's what you did, Wade, man. And I'm just super inspired getting a chance to sit in the room and listen to what you're talking about here. And I promise you, because I'm seeing the chat here and I'm seeing the chat on the social feeds, There's a
Yeah.
lot of people out there that are inspired by what you're talking about, man. But guys, just take this and go put it to work, right? Like go put it to action.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's all I got.
That's the biggest message I got is you can sit here, we can go to events, we can sit here on webinars, we can be webinar junkies, but it's like you gotta pick one.
Do it.
You know. And so Wade, like I think what I heard from you is not only take action, but pick something you love to do, not something you hate. And then the biggest thing I heard was delegate. Like you have to get stuff off your plate. That's what keeps people from, like, they hit a ceiling, and the only reason they're hitting that ceiling because they're doing too much. They're not selling, and they stop prospecting when they hit the ceiling. So
Yeah, exactly right, guys. So just take action, track your sales activity, do theme days, build a team, rinse and repeat.
all right, bottom of the hour, my friends. Love you guys. Appreciate you being here, hanging out with us. Wade, as always, you're welcome back anytime, brother. Love you, man. Good stuff. Great stuff. Glad you made it home safe. Same time, same place tomorrow. We'll see you right here on MLO Live. Take care, everybody. Here we go.
Let's go.
Woo!
Just
Hey.
Let's go.